Daddy, tell me a story.
Hey, there's old Bobby. Oh, it's me again. I told you guys to put other stuff in. You got in early. I wasn't sure if Joe's going to show up.
I wasn't sure if you were talking radiation in this one.
How about Half-Life? So I love the game Half-Life, and I'm going to try to keep it short because I want to see if it triggers any stories from you guys of how you came to something that helped you. So I'd gone through this situation with this girl, and it's a breakup, this and that. And this happened to be Half-Life came out, I think mid-90s ish, mid to late 90s.
Yeah.
And I'd been hearing about it, seeing, but I didn't know. And back then, right, you're watching X Play, that if you're lucky, and reading PC
Adam
Gamer.
Sessler.
Yeah, Morgan Webb. Yeah. So it might have even been before that time. So it's not like we knew all these games. So you'd go somewhere, you'd look at the game rack, whatever. And what I had been seeing in the early days of the internet and reading different magazines was there was this very controversial game called Postal. Kurt, are you familiar? Yep.
Yes.
You familiar with that one?
Yep.
So there was a real life incident, late 80s, early 90s, where a post office worker snapped, was super stressed out, went in and shot up the post office and killed a lot of people.
That's the term going postal.
Right. Exactly. It's the term going postal. And then somebody with a dark sense of humor made a game called Postal with stick figures, and that was what you did. I've talked in various shows in the past about the trauma from my childhood and how, especially at this point in my life, I had not even started touching it to work on it and get healing. I was in a very dark place. So I wanted that game so I could go around, in my mind, guilt-free murdering people because I just felt very dark and very angry, right? Well, of course, and now I go to Best Buy. Of course, Best Buy is not going to carry that game. I didn't have a concept of that at the time. Yeah, I didn't get a concept of, well, this is a controversial indie game. You're not going to buy it at a box store. But because I went looking for it and I was dead set I was going to buy something because I need to take my mind off of my life right now, I saw Half-Life. And so I ended up picking it up. And it did change my life because it gave me an amazing story to take my mind out of it. It gave me a whole different perspective on life because the hero is not a hero. He's a scientist that survives. And I had not seen anything like that in my life, in the stories and the movies I watched and the games I watched. And ultimately, it set me on a more positive path. And that fateful day, Best Buy. But yeah, I mean, I can imagine if I'd got something that just fed the anger and fed it would have been a way worse story. But that's ultimately how I ended up with Half-Life, was because I went through that dark moment and was going to buy a game that I thought would help me, and ultimately did, even though it wasn't the one I thought. So did you guys go through something that you found, music, talk, anything that you didn't think was going to help you and you just stumbled onto it and it helped you?
This is weird because it's still pretty current for me. But honestly, weightlifting. It's we all have good days, bad days, but I can take my frustrations out in the gym in a healthy manner. And it also ends up becoming a bit of a meditation / isolation from the rest of the day. So it for my mental health, the gym is super valuable. And if I don't go, I become increasingly bad mentally. It's not good for me. And it's weird. And it's not like this weird dopamine rush thing that you hear about people getting when they exercise and whatnot. It really is more of a Zen focus. I'm in the moment, in the gym type thing, and all the other worries of the day are not there. It's my place.
So my follow-up question on that is obviously from where you came from weight wise,
Yeah.
and even how you went through your weight loss journey initially. You didn't go to the gym for mental health. You went to the gym for what, the next step in your weight loss
Yeah.
journey?
Yeah. It had
And
nothing to
then
do
you
with mental health.
discovered that,
Right.
right?
Right. Yep. In fact, I mean, prior to even starting my weight loss journey, I was in therapy for probably a little over a year or so, just because I needed to talk to somebody. And then I started losing weight, and my therapy kind of shifted to doing my daily vlog thing. And that was a way for me to express myself in a really transparent manner, and keep myself accountable. But then once I had lost like 100 pounds, I got to that point where I said, well, what's next? And I said, well, I'm going to start going to the gym. And I figured out that whole thing. And then I discovered while going to the gym that, yeah, from a mental health standpoint, I'm much more balanced now, much more even keeled in terms of like my emotional health. And it lets me have that, like, I can only kind of relate it to meditation. It allows me to just be in the moment. I'm not beholden to anybody else then at that point. So it's me time, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
So yeah.
My biggest issue with that, because I have enjoyed when I go to the gym. I've owned a treadmill. I actually enjoyed what you're talking about, that spacing out. You're walking, and I'm always watching or listening to something, but you're not really doing anything.
Right.
But you're feeling better about yourself. My biggest issue is just doing it. Just going. And I mean, there's a gym we were part of that's literally 5 minutes on the road. I could walk on the block. My company actually offers a membership to Crunch, and I could get free training there, which would actually be very beneficial. I'd love to work with a trainer. And it's just like, y'all were talking to me about Finding the Story season 2. I've got all the episodes ready to be edited, and I'm not. And it's that thing of, I sit here on a Saturday, I could easily get on my motorcycle right over to the gym.
Yep.
So did you have that issue at all? Like just doing something?
Yeah. So to get to, like, it took me, man, 4 to 6 months to get to the gym, where I would say, I'm going to go. And then I'd go, man, because look, I had massive gym phobia. That feeling of like, when I get in there, I don't want people staring at me. I don't want to feel like I'm the fattest guy in the gym. I don't want to look like I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And the truth of the matter is, nobody gives a crap. Like, literally nobody pays attention to you. And you just do what you do, and nobody's going to care. But still, I went a couple times, and I went, I'm the biggest guy here. I'm the biggest guy here. And so
just ripped. He's so ripped. Biggest guy there.
Yeah. If only. No, and by biggest, I definitely was talking about fattest guy. I was the fattest guy in the gym at the time. And I was like, I don't want people looking at me going, oh, that guy's not going to do it. Because the other downside about the whole weight loss thing is, when you are the biggest guy and you have some self-esteem issues, you get a lot of, like, when I started losing weight, I had people saying, oh, I hope it takes this time. thinking that they're being encouraging.
Yeah.
And that is not by any stretch. Don't ever say that to anybody. And yes, and Random Kid has it right. That whole, oh, good for him, he's trying. Get that out of my face. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to see that. That has nothing to do with anything. Because that just go, oh, he's trying, which means, but he might fail. And so,
well, I mean, when you die, you're gonna really lose weight.
He's going to full Yoda.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not trying, I'm doing.
Right. And so that is when things took a little bit of a turn for me, when I finally decided to go and get a trainer. And then I adopted Uptown Funk as my theme song.
Okay.
Because throughout the whole song, they say over and over again, "Don't believe me, just watch."
There you go.
And so for me, I end every workout with that song. So now I'm way past that end of things. So it is my place. It's my area of respite almost. Even a terrible workout is great for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm with you, not from a video game standpoint, but that was one thing that really did help my mental health a lot and continues to.
What about you, Joe? I mean, what something you may have stumbled into?
Bluey. I'm gonna go with Bluey. So
I would have gone with podcasting, but okay.
No, my wife sent me a gif of Bluey just a little bit ago, and it makes me want to be a better father. And it sounds weird, but anyone who watches Bluey with their kids or anything, most of them are going to come away with the same thing, where it makes you want to be a better parent. Because Bluey, although it is technically for kids, it has a lot of messages for parents in it. And it's to be honest, it's one of my favorite shows that's technically geared for little kids. Like, get that Peppa Pig stuff out of here. Get some of those other Coco Melon. Who cares? That's annoying. There's a lot of super annoying ones out there, and
you totally lying, sir. Just get back to the positive.
I really like Bluey and the messages that it puts forward.
I can get behind that. I've seen some of the episodes and whatnot, but I can't help but going back to the original part of the story where I was going for the game Postal, and you're around just shooting people, and then I hear in my brain, I can see it in my brain, I hear the Bluey.